Hello and welcome everyone, this is Minu at AngloLink. In today's lesson we're going to look at three modal verbs, will, shall and would. We'll have a brief look at their formulation first and then we'll move on to their specific usages. By the end of the video you will have a clear idea on how and when to use will, shall and would. Today's prize draw is a free copy of our Anglophile 107 modal verbs. To enter the prize draw, just make a comment in the section below. So when you're ready, we can begin. Modal verbs will, shall and should. Let's start with formulation. Like all modal verbs, will, shall and would are always followed by the infinitive without to. Will do, shall do, would do. They're the same for all the pronouns. I will, she will, etc. They do not need auxiliaries. They take direct negative and question forms. Will not, would not, shall not. Will you? Would you? Shall we? And finally, they never combine with another modal verb. Not I will can, but I will be able to. You can't say I would must. You'd have to change must to I would have to. Right then, let's look at their usages. Starting with will. As you know, the first usage of will is the formulation of the future simple tense with all pronouns. John will probably call you. If we have some time, we'll come and see you. Sue wants to speak to you. Okay, I'll give her a call. The second usage of will is making a request with the pronoun you in the question form. It's an informal alternative to could. So instead of saying, could you turn the TV down please, you could say, will you turn the TV down please? Or, will you give me a hand please? Right, let's have a look at shall. The first usage of shall is formulation of the future simple tense with the pronouns I and we. If we have some time, we shall come and see you. Sue wants to speak to you. Okay, I shall give her a call. Note that if you use shall instead of will with the pronouns I and we, you sound rather formal. In modern day usage, will is more common than shall. Let's look at the second usage of shall, which is offering to do something with the pronoun I in the question form. For example, you look cold. Shall I put the heater on? What shall I bring you, tea or coffee? Looking at the third usage of shall, it is making a suggestion or asking for a suggestion with the pronoun we in the question form. For example, it looks nice outside. Shall we go for a walk? Where shall we go for our next holiday? And fourthly, the future tense in official documents and contracts is shall. For example, the tenant shall pay for all damages caused to the property. Or, the buyer shall not seek any compensation in this case. Right, moving on to would. The first usage of would is formulation of conditionals 2 and 3. For example, if we had time, we would come and see you. If we had had time, we would have come and seen you. The second usage of would is a habit in the past. This is similar to used to. For example, when I lived in the city, I would walk everywhere. When she was at school, she would play the guitar every day. The third usage of would is making a request with the pronoun you in the question form. Again, it's an alternative to could. So instead of saying, "Could you turn the television down, please?" you could also say, "Would you turn the television down, please?" Or, "Would you give me a hand, please?" And finally, in polite expressions, we use would. What would you like? What would you prefer? What would you recommend? Instead of what do you like, or what do you prefer, or what do you recommend? I would like a glass of wine, please. Would you be prepared to do this? Right, it's time for our gap-filling exercise. Complete the following dialogue using will, shall, or would. We go to the cinema tonight. Shall we go to the cinema tonight? Why not? You pass me the newspaper, please. Will you pass me the newspaper, please? Or, would you pass me the newspaper, please? I check what's on. I'll check what's on. Here you go. I asked Jane if she wants to come with us. Shall I ask Jane if she wants to come with us? You can ask, but I don't think she come. I don't think she will come. She didn't come last week. If she hadn't already seen the film, she have come with us. She would have come with us. Do you remember when she was younger, she watched the same film again and again? She would watch the same film again and again. Yes, and she make us watch them with her. She would make us watch them with her. Have you found something worth watching? Not really. We forget it then. Shall we forget it then? Yes. You like to go to the Mexican restaurant instead? Would you like to go to the Mexican restaurant instead? Yes, that's a good idea. You call and book a table while I get ready. Will you call and book a table while I get ready? Or, would you call and book a table while I get ready? Sure. What time? I book it for. What time shall I book it for? We say 8 o'clock? Shall we say 8 o'clock? Okay, I book it for 8. Okay, I'll book it for 8. That's the end of our gap-filling exercise. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. As you know, you can now go to our website, anglolink.com, for more exercises and explanations. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye now. Today we're going to look at 4 modal verbs: can, could, may, and might. We'll start by